We were told that the clown would be the source of violence in society. We were told that the Joker, he would be the cause of great malice and destruction. The Joker movie would be too dangerous and cause violence. But who could have known that the true source of violence would be Frozen 2? Oh my god! This movie inspired me. Frozen 2 has had a machete attack. You heard me right, folks. There's quite a bit to break down here in this story. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious, and today on The Independent and a few other sites. So, here you see a video, and this is in the UK. Birmingham Star City. 13-year-old girl among arrests after machete brawl during Frozen 2 viewing. Up to 100 teenagers involved in a major disorder at cinema, police say. So, there was a viewing of Frozen 2, and things got out of hand, and there was a machete fight. Yep, this is your modern UK. Here you can see people being let out of the theater. The police have come. They're trying to break down the situation. You can see some people holding up their heads above their necks. Pretty crazy stuff. A 13-year-old is among 5 teenagers arrested over a mass brawl involving youths. Now they say youths, but I want to show you a picture of the suspects. Their faces are blurred to protect their identities as they are youths. So here's a picture. This is a picture of the suspects. I have seen it uncensored, and they're all of foreign heritage. So, as we know, the UK is a very diverse place, and stuff like this is pretty crazy, isn't it? Families were watching Frozen 2 at Star City when the disorder broke out late on Saturday afternoon, sparking a mass evacuation of the complex. Police said up to 100 teenagers were involved in the major disorder, where people were armed with machetes. Dozens of officers were sent to the complex after a 999 call just after 5:30, reporting a group of youths with machetes. A spokesperson from the West Midlands Police said. Now, these so-called youths, I think the UK would call them a group of Asians. They all appeared to be Asian. This never happened before. It seems to be a new phenomenon, and only the UK seems to be dealing with it because they love mass immigration. Oh, they love it. They love their diversity, and it surely has no negative consequences. I'm sure that machete attacks were common all throughout the UK's history, I'm sure. I'm so sure. So armed police were deployed to the scene, drawing tasers to restore order, following a very hostile response. Officers were left with facial injuries, and a knife was recovered from a nearby roundabout. The UK's a joke. They're absolutely cucked as a country. They wanted diversity, they wanted mass immigration, and now their countries are falling apart. Now, I'm not saying that just because you have a lot of foreigners in your country, this will cause problems, but in Europe's case, I think there's a very strong argument to be made that importing so many people from all over the world so quickly has caused destabilization. There are now gangs with machetes attacking people in movie theaters. And it wasn't the Joker. It wasn't the violent clown. It was Frozen 2. And Frozen 2 itself, my gosh. I'll show you another article about that in a bit. So 5 teenagers were arrested, a 13-year-old girl, another girl and boy aged 14, and 19-year-old man were held on suspicion of assaulting police officers. Another boy aged 14 was arrested for obstructing police. Wow. These are truly, truly well-behaved citizens of this country. We understand that families with young children will have been left upset by what they saw last night, but we urge people to appreciate our aim last night was to protect the public and restore order, and that's what we achieved, he added. That's not what you have achieved at all. Your country is a cucked mess. The UK is a waste. The UK is a big fat mistake. So in response to this event, this mass brawl, they pulled down a film about gangs. Not only do we have mass brawls, not only do we have machete attacks, not only do we have problems caused by destabilization due to changes in demographics caused by mass immigration, without allowing time for culture to mesh. Instead of fixing the problem, instead of fixing the globalism imperative, oh, we're going to import a bunch more foreigners, nothing bad will ever happen, because the culture's not different at all. They're pulling gang films from the cinemas, after 100-strong Machete mob stormed View screening in Birmingham. So the whole Frozen 2 thing, like, it wasn't directly Frozen 2, I don't think. But it was playing at the theater, and they're pulling this movie now. So police covered 2 machetes and a knife. Wow. And disturbing images have emerged of a baby-faced teenager wearing a camo jacket and holding what appears to be a large machete. Yeah. They don't really mention any of the things that I've told you. Here you have Blue Story. It looks like a very, very diverse film. As you can see, everyone in this story is the same, and everyone being the same is true diversity. The movie features 2 pals caught up in a postcode gang war in South London and contains guns, swords, and drugs. Wow. Well, I'm not saying the movie caused violence, but what a choice of film. What irony. It includes flashy music video style interludes. London Mayor Sadiq Khan banned filming scenes in the capital, fearing it could glamorize gang violence. This is just part and parcel of living in the big city. Yeah, so London has a foreigner as mayor, and this man has supported diversity initiatives and mass immigration, and he even said that explosions were part and parcel of living in the big city. So I'm sure that London is much safer under this man. I'm sure that this has nothing to do with immigration policy. Not whatsoever. You know, it's fine. Blue Story director Andrew Onwubolu, a rapper and YouTube sensation known as Rapman. Never heard of him. Posted on Instagram, "It's truly unfortunate that a small group can ruin things for everybody. Blue Story is a film about love, not violence." He's right. The truly violent film was Frozen 2. Frozen 2 promotes violence, people. We have to shut it down. And speaking of Frozen 2, apparently it's trash. Here on Slate, Frozen 2's bizarre storyline about reparations explained. Every day, Clown World gets worse. Every day, the world goes a little bit more crazy. Frozen 2's about reparations. What garbage. Oh, what garbage. You know, I'm getting really sick of Disney and their wokeness and their little progressive agenda that they push. You know, it's very obvious cultural Marxism. Oh, strong, independent female women. Oh, the whole prince and princess trope is bad. People don't get married. People don't fall in love. Oh, ho, ho. The movie was overrated. You know, I guess that machete-wielding maniac just couldn't let it go. When Frozen debuted in 2013, it threw audiences for a loop by having a damsel-saving act of true love take place between 2 sisters. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Given the franchise's history and Disney's recent trend of subverting its own princess tradition, savvy viewers would go right into Frozen 2 expecting another curveball. But the wild of guesses couldn't predict that the directors, Chris Buck, you mean Chris Cuck? And Jennifer Lee, the creative duo behind the first film, would make their sequel about reparations. Oh, it's about reparations. Nice. Wow. So woke. So basically, they ripped off the whole America came and screwed over the native tribes of the Indians. Oh, Americans are evil. Oh, colonizers. Oh, we gotta pay them back. Reparations. The whole movie's about reparations. Okay, so it's trash. I don't want to see it. I don't give a shit about it. Screw them. Screw their wokeness. I hate political bull in these movies. Believe it or not, the Native Americans were not peaceful. Okay, they regularly waged war on each other for land. Okay. They fought amongst themselves. They weren't exactly in harmony with the environment either. They regularly ran buffalo off of cliffs. Very bad for the buffalo population. Okay, let me tell you. Frozen 2 is about reparations. They screw over some tribe and blah, 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 blah. Oh, boy. So, there you go. Let's look at what the people think, because that's what I'm really curious about. What do the people think in response to this? John Cold says, "In Birmingham, we now have loads of Somalians, Ghanaians, Albanians, etc., and other folk for war-torn countries causing mayhem. The city is finished." Charles Pearson says, "The city has been finished for years. It's being overrun now." Singh says, "Yep, and will be one of the first to end up run by them. They have a fair few MPs already, and have nearly one in each area this vote coming." Doreen Harrison says, "The police were very aggressive. There was lots of little kids there. My sister, who was 11, was pointing at the tasers in her face. Perhaps you would prefer it if police did nothing then? They came into a very violent situation. They do not have time to apologize for upsetting everyone. Stop being so dramatic, and thank goodness the police turned up." Yeah, that's a very Very sad. The UK is absolutely lost. My children's mum says, "Is this England today? My God, we're doomed." Captain J points out the obvious: uncontrolled immigration. A lot of these are the children of migrants, and they grow up with the same culture, they grow up in the same areas. It's a complicated issue, guys. It's nuanced. Why do I feel the certain urge to wear a beanie? Ian Griffiths says, need to start deporting them as fast as we can. You shouldn't have brought people in the first place if they were not going to be able to live in your society, if they were not able to be civilized. No immigration. None whatsoever. I say you only let people with high IQs, 120 plus. Ideally, you could be fair, 125 plus. Nothing lower than that. You only want smart people coming to your country. You don't need a bunch of people anyway. The world economy is in shambles. The last thing people need is more people, more competition, fewer houses, lower wages. You could take the smart people, take the physicists, take the doctors. Make it easy for them. Boom, bada bing, you're here. But we need to stop this mass immigration globalist agenda. It's killing us. It's killing the UK. Reggie X says, what a wonderful country we now live in. Isn't liberalism great? Julie Mock says, are there any white people in Birmingham? Bebby Sapone says, why pixelate the faces of people clutching machetes? It's not much help in identifying these criminals. And I think we're going to leave it off with this. Comfortably Numb says, I wonder how many truthful comments will be deleted tonight. Watch this one vanish before your eyes. To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you're not allowed to criticize. And I think that perfectly sums up this story. The UK and London are lost. It's all lost. It's a lost cause. It's a city of Frozen 2 machete attacks. It's a city where they take down movies instead of addressing the real issues. This is liberalism. This is leftism. This is the result of liberal policies of mass unfettered immigration. This never happened before, but it happens all the time now. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about the Frozen 2 incident? What do you think about the Blue Story incident? What do you think about this whole situation? Be sure to let me know. As always, if you want to support the content that I make, you can join me on Patreon, you can join me on Subscribestar, and you can donate via PayPal or Bitcoin if that's what you're interested in. All links are down below in the description. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.